Yeah, everyone, this is Thermites, and this is the Weekly Updates. As always, very first link below is Weekly Shonen Jump. Please check it out. This week was pretty okay, honestly. Like, I'm not going to say it was the best. I liked Undead Unluck well enough. I liked Sakamoto Days well enough. But, they weren't hitting me with the absolute highest peaks of shonen, which you can't expect every week, and it was still very fun. In fact, I would say legitimately the highest energy moment I have in the whole thing is actually right at the very start with Black Clover. Uh, if you're not into Black Clover, this part might not be super interesting, but I think it's cool. So Black Clover, the most recent popularity poll results came in, and Noelle, the main female lead, got number one. Like she beat Asta, and she got 80,000 votes. And initially, my first reaction was, "Oh my god!" Because last year, I think was last year when We Never Learn ended. Last year, Kirisu Sensei from We Never Learn hit the record for most votes in a series' popularity poll for a female character at 18,000 votes, like 18,500 or so. And so I was like, "Holy shit! I can't believe Noelle laughed her so many times." And then just for reference, I looked up the male popularity polls, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I see." So the highest the person who got the most votes ever in all of Shonen Jump, regardless of sex or gender, was Gohan at the end of the Cell Saga, who had 50,000 votes. And so that immediately hit me with the big wait a minute, this seems a little weird. So I looked up a list. I didn't do this part on camera actually, but I did look up a list of the previous Black Clover popularity polls, and it's such a stark contrast of oh right, so many of these were 10,000 votes, 20,000 votes, and then we hit this year's one, and it was 800,000 votes in total. And then I realized, oh, this is an international poll. This is a you can vote online poll, as opposed to the traditional Shonen Jump poll, which is very Japan centric and very small in the number of people who can vote at all, let alone the people who do. So that I still think it's really cool. I still think goddamn Noelle. I'm so happy that this whole last arc was the not the big Noelle arc, but a big Noelle arc. It was really, really good, and these votes had to have been collected before the end of that arc, before the ultimate climax. So it was just during all of that, people were like, yeah, you know what, Noelle is better than Asta. She beat Asta in his own series. That's something I only expect from Yuno or someone. It is insane, and I'm so happy that she managed to pull that off. It's still, how do I put this? Kirisu Sensei getting 19,000 votes is still big in its own way, because that is a traditional Shonen Jump poll. Whereas I think that, Noelle getting number one in an international poll, or Power from Chainsaw Man getting number one in that international poll, those are really cool in their own right, because there's still way more votes. It doesn't mean that they have a higher chance of winning or beating the main character or anything. It is just, it is a way bigger scope, and, if anything, I think it's a more real poll in that sense, because, the fewer votes you have, the more, individual actors can, swing the vote with their biases. Whereas, when you're at 800,000 votes, I genuinely trust that a little bit more. Sure, you can have, writing campaigns and stuff, but it's still really damn cool. So anyways, that was me talking about the Black Clover popularity poll. Sorry, I don't have anything else to say for the channel this week. Yeah, gonna do Jump next week. Gonna be a good time. I hope this week's reaction was good. I know I didn't sell it that well initially, but I mean, I still had a fun time, so I hope that if you watch it, you also have a fun time. Hit me with feedback. Let me know if I'm wrong on things. I appreciate the person who did, point out to me, I knew this before, but I got a little biased last week. Okama are, their own class of, LGBT person. And I keep on, I'm doing the thing that a lot of people do on Twitter of well, obviously, this is bad representation for this class, as opposed to they are their own class. So thank you very much. Yeah, that's about it. That is Undead Unluck. That is Weekly Shonen Jump. That is the weekly updates. Thank you, one and all. Bye for now. Nya nya.